In the next training video in the Build a Website series, we're going to learn all about banners and the parallax effect. In this video, we're going to learn all about banners. We're going to review banner number 1. We're going to learn why banners are important. And we're going to add and customize banner number 1 to our Fruit Shop website. Then we're going to add text boxes and customize them. And then we're going to add a button or get a free quote button and customize it. So let's get busy. Now, before we get into the Pixel Perfect Builder and start building our banners, I wanted to spend a moment and just speak a little bit about why it's important to build your pages with banners. Banners are really important for so many reasons, but the biggest reason is banners, if you put everything on a banner, it really helps with customizing on your mobile devices. Another really big reason, you're just going to love this, is using Builderall's pre-made banners is a really fast and easy way to build pages. You can literally build pages in minutes. So let's get back into the Pixel Perfect Builder and we'll take a look at some of those banners. Let's begin to build our first banner, banner number 1. We're going to come over here, we're going to click on the plus and find the banner element, click on that, and we're going to choose the classic banner, this top banner here. I'm going to go ahead and click out of that for a moment, and it puts a blue classic banner right on our page, and as you can see, this is what I call a free roaming banner at the moment. You can move it anywhere on the page, all the way up to the top, all the way down, and position it wherever you want. I'm going to shorten this banner a moment, pull up on that little handle and bring that banner down, because I want to demonstrate some of the things you're going to need to know about banners. One of these is this arrow right over here to the right on the top of our banner. You'll see that on other elements too, like lines and boxes, and it really is important to know how this functions. To demonstrate that, I'm going to pull this banner up just a little bit, and I'm going to come up here to our show hidden elements, and I'm going to put our box back on the page. So I'm going to close that window again. So now I have a box right here. I'd like to demonstrate one of the uses of that arrow. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to activate the banner. You can see that there's a highlighted area right around that banner. And I'm going to activate this arrow and drag the banner up. And you can see the boxes coming with it. And if I drag it up, that's as far as I can go. I can go no further than the border of the element above it. We can use it to navigate down, and it will push that box down. When you use this to pull an element up and down, it will drag whatever is below it. Next, we're going to take a look at the fixed function on the scroll part of the banner settings. So we're going to come back here and we're going to right click, go on the banner card, go to appearance, come back over here to images and click the gear to get into those settings. And I want you to notice what happens to the image when I click on the fixed. So we click on the fixed, the image automatically gets larger. And I want you to notice that as we scroll up and down the page here, the larger picture is fixed and the page scroll. Here we have the original size, so if we scroll on the page, it doesn't go edge to edge, but the banner itself stays fixed. Now let's right click again. Here's full screen. And then we also have the auto adjust, which adjusts it. I'm going to go with, this time I think I'll go with auto adjust. And you can see that's what your banner would do. So you can put a banner on a page and fix it in its position, and it creates some very unique design options. Let's change our settings. We're going to set it on none, and we're going to set it on full screen. We're going to set no repeat and in the center. Now I'd like to come back up here and check out the parallax. So let's go ahead and check out the parallax, and we can close out of this. Parallax is really an interesting and fun setting. As you can see, we have this standing banner here, but if you notice, as I move it up and down, we get the effect similar to our fixed, but I'm going to shorten this just a bit for the moment, and you can see that fixed effect. But watch what happens when you scroll. Can you see that the background on that banner itself is scrolling too? So you'll have like a scrolling within a scrolling effect, which can really be combined for some great effects. Now, if we're going to set this setting, we're going to go back up here into these settings here. We also have the ability to change the speed of the scroll. So you can see, you can adjust how fast that scroll happens. Let's set it up here all the way to 5. But I think we're going to come back here. I think you can really see it better there. It's just a subtle movement, but it can be a really neat effect on your pages, and there are all kinds of effects that you can build using the parallax effects. But we're not going to use the parallax effect today. We're going to go back over here. We're going to leave it on the none, full screen, no repeat, in the center, close out of that, close out of this, and let's adjust our banner. That looks like about the right length. So I'm going to just pull it up here using our arrow, snugly against our header. And we've installed our image onto the background of our first banner. Our next step is to put our text and fill in this banner with the rest of our elements. So let's go back over to the original website, take a look at what remains for us to put on this banner. It looks like we'll be adding a title, very large title here, a descriptive paragraph down here in smaller text, and our button with a hover effect. While I'm here, I'm going to copy the text that we have in our title, and I'm going to copy it to my clipboard. And now I'm going to come over here and add a text element by clicking on the plus text, and we're going to choose this extra large title. So I'll click here, and it places the text box right on the banner. Let's close this. Now our text is in a dark gray or black, so I'm going to double click, put my cursor inside the text box, and then triple click, and that selects all the text at once. Now I can paste the text that I have on my clipboard into the box. It's still in the darker font color, so I'm going to highlight it again, come here to the paintbrush icon and change it to white. And we now have our text, our title text, right here on our banner. So I can move it over here to this side. Now let's go back and grab the text for the paragraph below this title. So now we'll come back here to the original page, and we're going to highlight the paragraph. So I'm just going to copy this text, this paragraph, to my clipboard. And we'll do the same. We'll come over here, we'll add a text box. This time let's choose, how about the body large? Let's close this. We'll move this text box down a bit. I'm going to double click, triple click, highlight all that text in that text holder, copy it from my clipboard. Now we have to highlight it and change the text color to white. Choose OK. We can close this. And now we can move our paragraph right over here, and we have everything but our button now. So let's add our button. We'll come over here to the Add Element, find our button, and let's look for something that's shaped about the same. Let's choose this one right here. We'll add that button, and that puts this button right here in the middle of our page. We can close this for the moment. And with the text on my clipboard, I can right-click, come up here and choose text, and right here in this top field for the text button, I'm going to paste exactly what that label said. Now we do have the option to put in a subtitle here. We can just add a subtitle, hit confirm, and you can see it adds a second line on your button, but we don't want that subtitle on this button. So I'll right click, go to text, and come down here to the button subtitle and just delete it, confirm. And now our button says what we intended it to say, get a free quote. We still have some modification to do on this button. So let's right click, come up here to appearance, and item. This pulls up our customize item style card. And you can see here at the top we can choose all kinds of options for different shaped. If you click return, this brings up button styles, and you can kind of peruse through those. This is the button that we have on our banner now. We know that because of this check mark. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check mark it. I want you to notice you can duplicate this button here, your button here. So let's do that. Let's name this. Let's click on the pencil. Out pops a card, and let's just name this Fruit Shop button. Click confirm. So now we know that anytime we're working on this button, it's for the Fruit Shop website. So I'll come here to the gear. I'm going to edit this style. And here we have where we can modify and customize the font. So I'm going to open that up. You'll see a basic text editor here where you can work with the justification. You can bold it, and you can also italicize it here. You can choose the font and the size. I think I will leave it in the center position, center justified. I think we need to bold that, and let's make it larger. I'd say about 20 looks good. Now down here is where you can choose the subtitle font, just like this. You have the same kinds of settings, but we don't have a subtitle. Here is the same kind of settings that you can customize for mobile. Here's the subtitle on mobile. Right here's where you can upload an image. We won't do that right now, but it's a really very interesting effect if you have the right image in here. Down here is your border. We can add a border. Right now it's hidden, but if you pull this down, you can see we can add a dotted border and change the border color to something really that'll pop out at us. How about bright green? And you can also set the hover color and the border size, but we don't need a border on our button, so we'll choose hidden. We also can choose to have a shadow on our border. Here we have the color of the background, and that's what we're looking for right now. We'll come here, and this is the background color, so I'm going to choose that. We're looking for a green. Let's choose this green. Down here we have the background color for the hover, and let's choose a lighter shade of green. Yes, that will work. We can choose OK. We're going to take a look at color, and that is the color of our texts. So we're using white text on both the hover and the background, so that's set fine. We can close that. And the last setting here is an internal spacing, which adjusts how the label falls, whether you want it on one side or the other high or low on the button. I want it right here in the center, so I'm going to keep it where it is. The only thing that I notice is we seem to have lost the size on our font, so I'm going to come back here and make sure I check it. It looks like it needs to be a little larger. Put it at 24 and let's bold that. So we can close this card. We've done a lot, so let's save it. Save again. And now let's move our button up on our banner. And I think we can resize it a little bit, make it a little bigger. We might be able to make that text a little bit larger. I think so. So I'm going to come back here and go to Appearance. Come here to the font. And I'm going to make it all the way up to 28. Yes. Let's see how I like that. Try to make this as close to the original as I can remember. That looks pretty good to me though. So I'm going to save this again. Now let's take a look at this in preview mode. Spectacular! In this video, we learned all about banners and reviewed how we wanted our banner number 1 to look. We learned why banners are important and can help you stay organized and optimized on your pages. We learned how to add and customize the banner for number 1. We added the image. We added some text and some text boxes, and then finished up by adding a customized button with a hover function. I hope you're having a really good time and learning a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.